So, I didn't really have much of a choice. I had to kind of do it again. I had to kind of do it again. I had to kind of start again. I had no choice. I had no choice. So, let's try it again. Let's do, we were on the, I was finishing up the sports section. And so I'm working I got a little bit of other things here. I gotta queue up. It's just me in the studio with a child sitting down here watching TV. So, it's I gotta do a lot of multitasking. Where we were, Grace, with the sports section, was we were going to talk about Jared Porter's dismissal as GM of the Mets. Just if you read the actual text thread that he sent 60 some texts in a row without a response, before he sent the infamous picture that no one's asked for, no one wants, no one requests, but the bulge. Here, send. She's just sitting there having her coffee. Just sitting there enjoying her day. Boom. She gets a text of that. What a slimy dude. No need for that. Zero need. Again, she ignored more than 60 messages in a row. She's like, dude, stop bothering me. What more can I do? What other sort of sign or signal can I give you? I'm not responding to your messages. Oh, I don't know what's going to work. Because she's not responding. I'm going to send a picture of me laying on my bed. Aroused. Oh, yeah, that'll do the trick. Dude. See ya, Jared. Life. Tips to bring down anxiety. Grace, you think you might be able to appreciate some of these tips? I thought I was handling my anxiety around the impending inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris well. This is Elizabeth Wellington. But when I tune into the news about what's being done to prepare for what is traditionally a bipartisan celebration, then I turn into the news. Uniformed National Guards patrolling the streets, parking garages are closed to festivities, officials are floating the idea of shutting down hotels near the Capitol, and the threat of COVID-19 looming in the background. I don't think I'm much different from other Americans when I say that I'm truly shaken. Yeah. Hopefully it's a peaceful day. Hopefully it's just a transition to power. And we just, nothing, no drama. Parent trip. Today's parent trip features Ashlyn Geese, 32, and Mike Geese, 33. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. Liam Michael, 6. Ashlyn Marie, 5. And Oliver Thomas, 3. And then Shaylin, born in August. Congratulations. I don't know the story here, but you look healthy, which is good. Want to go to Scorpio first, and then we'll do Scorpio first, sweetie, and then we'll do Carolyn's questions, Carolyn's advice. Scorpio, let's see what's up with Scorpio today. Old patterns are breaking. You might experience a sense of reinventing yourself. Dispel confusion with stronger light to work under. Getting organized is important as your daily agenda is busy. Others are more responsive to what you say. Your social prospects brighten. I guess. Sure. Thank you. Carolyn. Our girl Carolyn hacks. Question. My son and daughter-in-law are expecting a baby in the spring. My son recently told me they do not plan to have a Christmas tree or have Santa as part of the holiday at their home. My son grew up practicing a Christian religion, but after marriage chose a different Christian path. Happens to a lot of us. Can attest. I understand some of the religious reasons behind their choices, but there's other reasoning that seems extreme and bizarre to me. It saddens me that some of our family traditions will not continue, but I'll get over that. Their household, their traditions, our household, our traditions. What I'm having difficulty working through is this. 1. The embarrassment I feel. I do not want my friends or extended family to know about this choice. 2. My growing resentment toward my daughter-in-law for changing his religious path. I did not feel this way before the Christmas decision. 3. The gap, I think, will continue to widen given some of their beliefs. I hate having these feelings. Carolyn, how do I stop them? Carolyn says, you talk yourself into your daughter-in-law and her ways, actively, because you have nothing to gain and this entire family to lose by pursuing other lines of thinking. I know you know this, since you're asking to change your feelings versus change your daughter-in-law, and that is to your enormous credit. But it's clearly an enormous and emotional issue, with such high stakes over, I hope we can agree on this, a tiny part of your lives, since Santa is once a year for only a handful of years. So the best approach I can offer is for you to go a step beyond stopping your feelings, impossible, to outright invalidating them, possible. Let me explain. I'm not dismissing how you feel. I don't know your backstory, motivation, or the emotional associations you have with your traditions, so my validating your feelings will be presumptuous and wrong. But it's not wrong for you to do it to yourself. You are entitled to judge yourself as harshly as you want if you, for example, prioritize your Christmas practices over embracing your daughter-in-law in full. I suggest this because it works. To maintain a grievance against someone requires wanting, on some level, to remain aggrieved. We have to think we are in the right. We are victims. We are entitled to what we want. So what I'm suggesting is a self-ministered sledgehammer to the ideas or values behind your grievance. Replace them with the kind of values you think will create the feelings you'd rather have. Go full bonkers and talk to yourself in the mirror. I am someone who embraces love. I am someone who welcomes other faiths, traditions, and cultures. I take pride in how flexible I am. And please, humor me with this one. I will be embarrassed when I am thoughtless, or cruel, or rude, or out in public without pants. But I refused to see well-meaning differences as cause for embarrassment. Conviction makes repetition, makes habit, makes change. Please also note that your son, an adult, changed his own religious path. So if you're going to resent anyone for this, choose to resent him. Then choose not to resent anyone. That is as Christmas as it gets. Let people be people. Let your people be them. Not the kind of people you think they should be. Okay? All right. Life. Right, Grace? Life's done. Want to go to Region? Let's see about this anti-vaxxer that was seen in the Capitol mob. A prominent New Jersey activist urges crowd to push into the building. Stephanie Hazelton, above right, at the Capitol on January 6th. She has not been charged and is not clear from videos if she participated in any violence. She was one of the people at the Attilis gym in Belmar in May. That was a big gym in New Jersey, Haddonfield, I believe it was, that was like on national news for its stance against the restrictions. Took exception to wearing masks and staying closed. Other things just to try to keep people safe, you know. South Jersey mom, who was a prominent in anti-vaccine and right-wing activist circles, was among a crowd of people barreling into a line of police and attempting to breach the U.S. Capitol. Video from the day shows. Stephanie Hazelton, who also identifies herself as Ayla Wolf, can be seen among the mob trying to push through the building's West Terrace entrance. Video shows Hazelton emerging from the entrance to direct more people to help break through the doors. More people! We gotta keep going, Hazelton said as she waved the crowd toward the entrance. Men! We need more men! She said repeatedly, coughing and wiping her eyes while holding up her pink phone to record herself. Let's go! The video, uploaded to YouTube by the self-described conservative channel Action 8 News, shows that after a man offered to clear the lingering pepper spray, from her eyes with water, Hazelton declined and said, I gotta go back in. Don't worry about me. I gotta get back in. Just point me in the right direction. We need more helmets, she said, before making her way back to the entrance. Does that mean like the helmets they brought, or just rip helmets off police officers and pass them around? Yeah, I did also see sad situation. I saw the suspect who they say shot this 25-year-old man in Brewerytown we were reading about last week in the back and killed him. Attempted robbery where they just left his stuff on the street, so they didn't even take his phone that he had on him and other things. He was freed 2 weeks before the killing. He was facing charges of carjacking and assault on a jail guard, and he was released from custody 2 weeks before he shot Milan Lankar. So when they questioned the circumstances that followed that allowed Joseph Davis to go free on December 29th, it involved judges dramatically lowering bail for Davis in two separate cases. Prosecutors saying they are not sure if they have appealed these rulings, and no record of probation officials, prosecutors, or judges taking steps to try to keep him detained for potentially violating his probation on previous robbery convictions. I'm sure that many balls are dropped in this case, and that will be looked at, Assistant District Attorney Joanne Pescatori said at a news conference at police headquarters. Colleges are ramping up COVID-19 testing. Back to this guy set free before he went and killed Mr. Lankar. Court records show that Davis had a history of recent arrests. In 2019, he was charged with 2 robberies, one on January 8th, the other on October 1st, in which Davis and several alleged conspirators were accused of stealing $140 from someone on the 4200 block of North Broad Street. He pled guilty to both crimes on January 29th, 2020, and was sentenced to 6 to 12 months in jail, plus 2 years probation. A month after he was sentenced, he was charged with a carjacking from 7 months earlier, in July 2019. In that case, Davis and another man approached an Uber driver with a gun and stole his car. Davis's bail in that case was set at $100,000. In September 2020, he was charged again, this time over accusations that he sprayed an, quote, unknown substance, possibly bodily fluid, at a guard in a city jail through a hole in his cell door. Yeah, this guy shouldn't have been let out of jail, or let out of, observation or custody or whatever it is that would have kept track of him, his whereabouts. Doesn't seem like this is a one-off situation. It seems like he's got a nice little string here of, if it was just like, little possession stuff and small, like violent, non-assault type related incidents, but he's attacking people, carjacking people, assaulting people, robbing people. Yeah. Sometimes, those type of crimes, there's non-victimless crimes. Got to be more stringent. OBITS. Rest in peace, everyone. Right, Grace? Yep. All right. I mean, I'm looking for, I look for the younger folks, just to be honest with you. But most of these, while it's all, rest in peace to you all, I'm saying mostly 80, 90, 90s, 70s. This is 65. Philip Leafcots. Of Ben Salem. He enjoyed taking long drives to nowhere, going to the beach and boating. He'll be sadly missed by all. Mary Ann Magan, 88, passed away peacefully. She was beloved wife of 49 years to the late Frances Magan. I just take a moment of silence for these folks. Spent their time on this earth, made their mark, had their people, had their joys, had their ups and downs, and now they've passed on. Jesse Dixon, he's the beloved partner of Diana Ullman of 41 years. He passed away from complications of Parkinson's. After his father's untimely death in an air crash, Jesse's mother married an American, Paul Jones, and resettled the family in Philadelphia. He was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, in 41. He's going to be lovingly remembered by his nieces, nephews, colleagues, cousins, friends in the U.S., Japan, and France. He asked for a cremation with no memorial service. All right, everybody. Region. Oh, yeah, Grace? What are you doing over there? Hey, be careful. Come here. Come hang out with me for one last part of this read here. Yes, he did. Yay. Eef. Eef. You just help me get through the front section, then we can be done. Then I gotta move. Gotta get you ready for the bus. Yeah. Yeah. PA citywide and early vaccine eligibility, sweetie. Over 2.5 million more in the state not qualified, but federal shipments are falling short. And so Biden can help turn that around. Yeah, there's a 1776 thing I saw. The Trump created a Patriotic Education Commission. Created this 1776 report, I guess, and it's completely ridiculous. Just what it says. This is what it says. It equates American progressives with European fascists and says it's untrue that the founding fathers were hypocrites for owning slaves while calling for equality in the nation's founding documents. The report is a product of the 1776 Commission created by Trump last year after nationwide Black Lives Matter protests. He tasked an 18-member panel with promoting a pro-American curriculum that celebrates the miracle of American history. Posted on the White House website Monday, the national holiday to honor the civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. The report was aimed at countering what it said were efforts to reframe American history around the ideas that the United States is not an exceptional country, but an evil one. The report was blasted by historian Ibram X. Kendi, author of the best-selling Stamped from the Beginning, The Definitive History of Racist Ideas in America, and How to Be an Anti-Racist, and the director for the Center for Anti-Racist Research at Boston University. Kendi tweeted that, quote, "It does not take long to read this report as the last great lie from a Trump administration of great lies." Well, it said something about, like, it was like downplaying slavery. It was crazy. The report attempts to, quote, excuse the founding fathers who held slaves. Thomas Jefferson also held slaves, and yet included in his original draft the Declaration a strong condemnation of slavery, which was removed at the insistence of certain slaveholding delegates. Inscribed in marble at his memorial in Washington, D.C., is Jefferson's foreboding reference to the justice of slavery. "I tremble for my country, and I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever." Jeez. Well, and I don't know who possess this report to be created, but I need to read more about it. You know, this is I found the quote. This is what the report says. Many Americans labor under the illusion that slavery was somehow uniquely American evil. It is essential to insist at the outset that the institution be seen in a much broader perspective. Slavery? Be seen in a broader perspective? There's no qualifying it. Oh my God. Okay. Biden's task, controlling a virus mess. I'm still just taken aback by this 1776 thing. Give me a break. Talk about fake news. Nice to see Rachel Levine getting the health secretary for PA, getting a spot in Biden's cabinet. Congratulations. Yep. "12 with ties to extremism taken off the inauguration detail. 12 U.S. National Guard members have been removed from securing President Joe Biden's inauguration after vetting by the FBI, including 2 who made extremist statements and posts or texts about Wednesday's events," Pentagon officials said. There were no specific threats to Biden. 2 U.S. officials said that all 12 were found to have ties with right-wing militia groups or posted extremist views online. The officials, a senior intelligence official and an Army official briefed on the matter, did not say which fringe groups the Guard members belonged to or what unit they served in. Oh boy. People really fall down these holes, don't they? They fall down these rabbit holes and they forget, they're, I don't know. their actual post in life, their mission in life, they just kind of, I don't know what it is. I don't know how National Guard people could decide that they believe this crap spouted on Reddit and elsewhere. Oh! Yep. Yeah. Oh, casino revenue's down significantly in PA, New Jersey. Oh boy. Here's the woman with the laptop. She gave it back. No, she came clean. She came forward. She said, yeah, she said, take my laptop, please. Take Pelosi's laptop, please. Raspberry Parade. No, it's parade, but... And then we're on the letters and the op-ed section. Letters and op-eds. Nothing good of them. Okay. I'm going to read the letter writer names. Paul L. Newman, Marion Station. The 30th anniversary of the Gulf War. Update on the fate of Painted Bride. Jen Haskell. Painted Bride is a unique kind of like building in South Philly. South Street, I believe. Owen A. Heberling, Elkins Park. Pay the cost from Toll of Lies. How much does it cost the taxpayers to activate and deploy the National Guard to each of the 50 capitals of our country? How much overtime will be paid to law enforcement to protect democracy and to ensure a peaceful transfer of power before and through January 20th? Because of President Trump's lies about the election, needless expense is and will be spent when within state budgets are overwhelmed with COVID. Now the liar in chief wants a lavish military send-off to end his disastrous presidency. The solution to all of this should be obvious to the average taxpayer. If Trump is a genius billionaire he claims to be, he can and should be required to pick up the tab. Hey, we paid for enough of his golf trips. Maybe he could pay for his own little parade. You know, try to help us balance out. We got Mary Kahn from Hatboro. Contrasting the 2016 election and the 2020 election. Overcoming the Electoral College, Bob Groves. And Siege Won't Impact Gun Reform by Jacqueline Grant, Philadelphia. A letter writer states she hopes the siege in the United States Capitol spurs the politicians who are targeted to support legislation action on guns. Unfortunately, this is not going to happen. Agreed. Nope. Good riddance from the op-ed, the lead op-ed here, lead editorial. Trump is leaving office, but his legacy of cruelty will be hard to overcome. Coronavirus, they break it down. Coronavirus victims, time on climate change, a balanced Supreme Court, trauma of family separation, trust in democracy institutions, our common story. Disagreements, political divisions, and civil strife are central to our history as a country. Trump didn't create divisions, but he supersized them, helping to fracture concepts historically central to our national identity. Ideas like freedom, democracy, rights, and even patriotism are always ripe for debate and challenges, but Trump's narcissism helped to shift those concepts from a collective identity to individual identity, to my freedom and my rights. As a result, the concept of the common good has been lost. We hope not forever. All right. Woo! We made it. We made it past the Inquirer today. Thank you. We'll read the New York Times together later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But until then, I'm going to get her ready for the bus and myself for work. And have a great day until we see you later.